Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to recreate this look. Don't really know what to call it. It's just like a fall, wintry type makeup look that I really like. So let's get started. Just tweeze my brows. Things were getting a little hairy. Every time I wear my hair like this, I feel like, who was the guy from the Lord of the Rings? The elf. Except he was way more prettier than I am right now. To begin, I'm going to first prep my skin using the Pro Collagen Rose Facial Oil. And I'm just going to put about 3 to 4 drops and just press it into my skin. Smells so good. Like I just pressed a bouquet of roses onto my face. But this is going to help with the hydration without making it like oily. Even though it is a serum slash oil, it's not going to add and make like a greasy feeling. My skin always gets so red when I touch it. All right, now for my face, I'm going to go in with 2 shades of the Born This Way multi-use concealer. So I mainly use the Swan, which is the lighter color, and then I'm just gonna use Porcelain a little bit to blend out with that one to help just match my tone better, because I'm pretty pale right now. My face just looks darker because it's pink or red. Gonna brush it out. And you do kind of want to work quickly with this product because it actually sets pretty quick. But the oil does help blend it out more. I also just wanted to show you guys like all the places that I would put this, so I did it all at once, but you can do sections instead if you want to. Also, when I'm doing my under eye area, I usually I don't know if you can tell what I'm doing, it's kind of like stippling, like an up and down motion as I'm sweeping outward. I feel like that really helps to blend the under eye area, especially like the little lines right under the eye, while keeping the coverage and the color payoff. And then everywhere else I kind of just like go in a sweeping and circle motion. It's been a little while since I've used this and I forgot how much I love it. Like it looks like your skin, but better. So it helped to even out my skin tone, remove the pink and redness to match the rest of my body. I'm also gonna bring it out to my ears because in the winter they get really pink and red, especially with my Raynauds. That's why my fingers are always irritated and red and pink and swollen in the winter, because they're like little ice cubes. It's a circulation thing. There's not really anything you can do about it. If you have it, you know what I'm talking about. It's really irritating and it's painful. And also like, what is that? They also turn purple and like black and blue. For the last year, it was my lips that were peeling and irritated from the Accutane, which you can see are back to normal since I've stopped taking the medication or finished my treatment. Now we can go back to the questions about my hands and fingers. I digress. So you can see that covers really well. If you do find that you need a little extra coverage, you can go back in and just kind of like spot correct those areas with the same product, or if you want to pair a concealer with it, that's fine. But again, this is the multi-use, so you can use it all over like I did today. You can use it for concealer, contouring with a darker shade, etc. Get the makeup off my lips. There they are. So now I'm going to go in with contouring. And for that, I'm going to use my Tarte Clay Play Face Shaping Palette. And I'm going to start contouring my nose, cheekbones, and then around the frame of my face, so my forehead, temples, and jawline. And for that, I'm mainly going to use Desert, which is the lighter shade here because I'm just so pale right now. And I'll be using a mix of different brushes for this. So for my nose, I'm going to use my Luxie brush, which is a double-ended brush. It has the more tapered, more compact bristles on one side, and then the fluffier side. Both are angled, so it's going to really help you chisel out your nose. And then recently I've been using my e.l.f. brush. Don't know the name of it, but it's got like that natural curve, which sits really nicely in your cheekbone area right here. Like, look, oh, perfect. Just sits right there. So it's really good for the contour, bronzing, and blush area because it like naturally follows the face shape. Also, it works really well on your jawline because again, just sits right there perfectly. But I'm gonna go with my nose first. Trust and respect the process. So I'm gonna start by doing the sides. Oh, I'm using the skinny or the more tapered end for this. And then I'm going to round out the tip creating like a shadow underneath so it looks more like upward, you know, like cute and pinched. So you should have something like that. Kind of looks like an exclamation point. You see it? Then cheekbones, same color, different brush. Oops, kind of got a lot on there. We're just gonna blend that out though. Nobody's gonna know. I do mine recently from the end of my eyebrow over or out. So it depends on your face shape, but rather than bringing it all the way down here, you can actually kind of see where my face like naturally sinks in right there. It's like got a shadow on its own. So I let that be natural, like that little area. I used to bring it all the way down into there, but I just let that naturally be its, you know, just let it be. Just let it be its own thing. And then continue that shadowing and darken that shadowing from the end of my eyebrow outward to my hairline. And I kind of got a lot on there. That palette is really pigmented. But I'm just gonna take my beauty blender and blend away like I wish I could do to so many other mistakes in my life. Just gonna add a little bit more concealer there since I just wiped it all away. From here, out. And again, it's gonna depend on your face shape and the look you're going for, but that's just how I've been doing it. So give it a try, see what works for you and which placement you prefer. So it's like, yeah, 3 fingers away from my hairline and then about 2 in height, if that makes sense. So it just continues the natural shadowing that I already have from the hollowing here outward, and it just helps to like make my face look more slender, but also like elongates it by not bringing it all the way in. Damn it, I did it again. I always forget how pigmented this is. That's alright. We'll just do the same fixer-upper on this side. Oh my god, that's my sister. I just need to turn the volume off on my phone, I think. I literally never get text or calls until I'm filming, I swear. And then I forget to call back or text back, and I'm literally the worst. So that's just gonna continue the hollowing and the definition. We're gonna bring in color with blush, but just gives a bit more shadowing and construct to the face. And then you can kind of see where my, I wanted to say skull, face, skull, whatever. It's all the same thing, right? Hollows right here because the brow bone kind of like sticks out more. So same brush, kind of just following that also up to my hairline, so it creates a little bit of shadow there, which really pushes this forward. And then just bring a little on the top of my forehead by the hairline, so it's kind of like a little heart shape on my noggin, like so. Alright, then the bottom. So I'm going to avoid my actual chin. This is a really awkward angle, sorry. Because I really want this part to be more like forward, more prominent, to again make my face look longer and thinner. You can kind of see how like the brush hugs my double chin. So right under my chin, you can see it rest right there, and that's where I'm gonna push back and down my neck. So I'm gonna place the brush right on the side, like right underneath my chin. Also remember to bring it back under the end of your jaw right here, back by your ear, and bring it down. You can also use your fluffy brush or foundation brush to blend any of those areas out. It creates the shadowing here, pushing the bottom area of my jaw forward. Same thing up here on my cheekbone and above my brow. So it creates like that 3 shape. Alright, then to blend out my nose, because I actually forgot to finish that part, I'm going to use the other side of the brush, which is not focusing. Much more fluffy, and bristles or brush is more spread out compared to this side, which is more tight, compact. So I'm going to use the fluffier side and blend. And you can go in with a foundation powder if you want, especially if you're oily. If you're on the drier side, I would probably stick with the concealer or foundation that you used. A little bit down the center. So I just added a little bit more down the center and then took my beauty blender and blend that out. So to set it all, I'm gonna go with my RCMA No Color Powder. This is the OG Holy Grail, has been a favorite of mine for years. No flashback, I love it, I'm obsessed with it. I'm gonna use my beauty blender for this, so I'm just gonna put some in the lid, like that, and do a little dunkaroo, like that. All right, so any areas that you get oily or shiny is where you're gonna put this. Because I am on the drier side recently, I'm gonna use a much lighter hand than I have in the past. I used to, you guys know, like pack this shit on because it really works if you're super oily. I don't need as much of it now because I'm on the drier side, so just gonna do a little bit to help with shine and creasing, keeping certain areas light and bright. And then down the sides of my nose. So like right where you want that contour to like taper off. So you can use this to set like all over like a dusting powder, or you can bake with it. That's pretty much what I'm doing right now, is going to let this kind of soak up the excess oil. So I'm going to take an angled blush brush. I swear there's no Baileys in my coffee yet. The brush, I did it again. The blush that I've been using recently is Exposed, super wearable and buildable. And again, from that same starting point, the 2 and 3 finger area, I'm going to, oh, that sounded weird, the edge of my eyebrow to my hairline. And back to what I mentioned before, depending on your face shape, you may want to bring it in more. You may want to do the round apples of the cheeks. I feel like my face shape is more oval. I've heard heart-shaped too, because it's like wider up here, more narrow down here, but you get the idea. It's like elongated or like this. So that's why I keep the placement there. If you have a rounder face, more square, bringing in the blush more or placing it on the apples of the cheeks would be more appropriate. And I literally do like bring it into my hairline, like in my hairs, which is why I wear my hair like Frodo, or whoever he is from the Lord of the Rings, because I keep it out of my face. This is such a wearable, like complementing color blush, I feel like, to my skin tone right now. And it just helps to like soften that contour also. So now I'm gonna wipe away the excess powder with a fluffy brush, just blending everything and setting the cream slash liquid product. You can see it does not alter the color at all, which is why I'm a huge fan also of that powder. I also don't feel like it makes my skin overly dry, because again, now that I'm drier from the Accutane, it is hard to find a powder that doesn't suck out all my oils. I feel like this one still works for me, so I'm just obsessed with this powder. I'm gonna put the link down below with everything else, but so I'm gonna take my eye primer. Today I'm using the Pretty Vulgar, and you can use your finger, a brush, whatever you want. I'm gonna use a silicone brush. I'm a huge fan of silicone brushes, especially for special effects type makeup, but also glitters and products like this, like primers. It just helps you from wasting product because it doesn't soak in the product. It just goes directly from the applicator itself, which is the silicone, to your skin. Also, like if you have long nails, which I have my long press-ons right now, or glue-ons, that can get in the way too, like the sides of your nose or whatever. So this just helps you have more precision. Oh, also, like if you get eyelash glue or latex on it or whatever, it just peels right off. It doesn't ruin this, which it will ruin a brush. So I really like them for a lot of reasons. Oh, I forgot my highlighter. What the hell? Who am I? I can't believe I forgot that. Okay. I was just really excited about how my contour was going, I think. I have a few that I go back and forth between. You can tell I've been loving this one for a while now. This is the Tarte Exposed. Really, really pretty. It also smells really good. Also, Becca Cosmetics Champagne Pop has been one of my favorites. And Ofra Rodeo Drive, which he popped out of his container. I'm gonna have to glue him back in there. Yeah, this one is pretty similar actually to Champagne Pop and Opal if they had a baby. Actually, I feel like it is more of a Champagne Pop. Anyway, see where the light naturally is hitting my skin right here? That, my friends, is what we're gonna follow. So, boop. And bring out those cheekbones. Oh, look at that. It's just really catching the light, giving me a nice little glow. And it applies like butter. I'll round it out a little bit upward to the top of my face hairs, little eyebrow area. And for this side of my face, which is totally the Kmart side of my face, if you've ever wondered, I look like totally two different people. Nordstrom, Kmart. Every single thing about my face is unsymmetrical. Eyebrows, eyelids, nose, lips, my smile, my wrinkles, literally everything is not symmetrical on my face. Then down the center, bridge of my nose. I'm just gonna boop it right on there, boop. And then the Cupid's bow, so right below my nose to the top of my lip, and basically the center of my lips. Brow bone under my eyebrow. Actually, I typically use a smaller brush for my nose and under my brow bone, or under my eyebrow, to be more precise, but that's preference. So I'm gonna go in with that palette, and I'm going to first use sand and just place it directly on the lid, corner to corner. Then for my crease or outer area, I'm going to use a mix between Journey and Ember. So this is Journey and this is Ember. And right on the outer corner, I'm just gonna pack the color and softly blend. So I'm just darkening, like, to create depth and warming up the lid and crease. So, I mean, it's nothing fancy, just what I've been doing recently to go nowhere. And right on the inner corner area of the lid, I'm gonna use the lighter shade, or the lightest shade. Just make sure it's light and bright. Blending it into the darker colors. For eyeliner, I'm using my Urban Decay eye pencil, and this is in Roach. So this I'm gonna put on my lash line, on the top lash line, and a small little outer wing. It also helps to keep on the eyeshadow that I'm gonna pack over top, so both of them together kind of like lock each other in. I love these eyeliner pencils. They just like glide so well. I'm actually gonna move my mirror so I can see what I'm doing better. I should have just done this when I was doing my eyeshadow. So I really like to do my eyeliner looking downward. So I'm using a tilty mirror, and I tilt it like away from me, and then I look down with my eyes, and it creates an entire lid space for you to work with. Rather than working like this, like directly looking at the mirror, which closes your lid space. So depending on your eye shape, it can be harder to work with. So if you have like hooded eyes or wrinkles or whatever, just a smaller lid space, it's definitely easier to work with your head tilted back. And you can adjust the mirror to whatever is comfortable. I'm gonna take this, starting about halfway over. Oh, just look, it glides so easily. All the way to the end of my eye. So this is gonna help create like that foxy eye, is gonna create more of that pointed away type shape, and also make the lashes look thicker because it's right up against the lash there. Then using a small brush, this is my small Sigma angle brush, I'm gonna place it right on the eyeliner pencil, and right where that natural crease to my eyelid is, that's where I'm going to place the brush, pointing towards the end of my eyebrow. You can just use the eyeliner itself if you want. I just find the small angle brush gives me more precision. And then using that brush again, I'm just going to taper it slightly inward to the start of my lashes. And this is not like a harsh line. I prefer it to be more blended, so I also kind of just like feather it a little bit upward onto the lid, just slightly. And then I'm going to take the darker brown eyeshadow called Smoke and place it over top like that. Using that same eyeliner brush, I'm just going to smudge a little bit of stone underneath. I really like this pencil. It gives you really nice hair-like strokes. So I'm going to brush all the hairs up and away. Just going to, oh shit, I just jam this down my finger now. Going upward in the front, and then kind of like away towards my hairline, the middle and tail area. So you can see how much more defined and darker the shape of my brow is now compared to my natural brow. Over top, I'm just going to take my brow fiber gel, and this is shade 2. Oh, and this pencil was the Hourglass Dark Brunette. And you can see it's like super, super fine, thin, and more of an oval shape to get that hair-like stroke. And I'm gonna use this guy over top. So it gives a little bit more color, but also helps to keep the brow hair in place. I also really love this pencil too because I lost the cap for it and it hasn't dried out. It's still like really soft, super pigmented. I love it. So I try my hardest to get this guy to match this guy, but they're more cousins than sisters. But I try. Oh yeah, okay, so now I'm gonna set everything with my spray and I'm gonna do my mascara after because there's been times where I do my mascara first and my eyelashes, especially when I'm using my eyelash serum, they just get so long with the mascara on top that the mascara sometimes gets on my eyelid, on top or bottom, and it's just annoying to have to fix. So we're completely avoiding that by doing the mascara after. I'm gonna be using the Your Skin But Better setting spray from It Cosmetics. And sometimes I just take like a big palette and help that dry a little faster. Mascara, I'm gonna use the Urban Decay Perversion Bigger Blacker Batter. That method of tilting your head works really well for mascara and falsies as well. So tilt your head back with your tilted mirror and apply on top and bottom. I'm gonna curl my lashes with my lash curler. And that just really helps to open up the eye, making it bigger, brighter. And to finish, I'm gonna apply my MAC lip liners in Vino and Plum. I feel like such a bad bitch when I had dark lips. Also, I'm like super overdue for a fill, so I'm just gonna overline these and pretend like I just got them freshly injected. If only it was that easy. So that's everything for today's look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, be sure to check out the description box. And if there's any requests that you guys have for upcoming videos, also comment that down below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and make sure you're still subscribed to my channel. As always, thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you in the next video.